take thoughts captive, we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Bold as lions stand and fight, truth shines bright in the night. Arguments fall when the word comes through. Arena live, we coming for you.
Knock on a weapon, strong in Christ. Truth cuts deep, yeah, truth precise. Every high thing coming down. Watch those arguments hit the ground. First century at lions roar. Christians bled on the arena floor. Now roles reversed, hear that sound. We the lions all around. What's the context? Say it loud. Truth stands tall, we ain't bowed. When the word speaks, error fades. Light shining in every debate.
We take thoughts captive.
Runs the show. Zara Grace keeps order though. Moderators hold the line, keeping everything aligned. Hebrew Israelites, atheists too. Rabbis talking old school views, fibbing Farouk in every claim. Step in the arena, leave maimed. Don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Game over, hear that lion roar. Hey, don't look down.
Beat you lightly with a miswak stick. Every argument falls real quick. Spiritually neuralized, can't see clear. Truth right there, but they disappear. That might be clip of the month, we say. Another debate gone sideways today.
What's the context? What's the context? Who's the smallest lions? We are. We take thoughts captive, we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Truth and love, but sharp and clear. Every argument disappears. Christ exalted, voices rise. Arena live, lions arise.
God bless, guys. We are back. Back again in the Apologetic Arena live. I'm your host, Israel Kimwin. You can also call me King Context. And today, we continue our series, which we've entitled Women Wednesday. We're going to be doing live debates with any Muslim who wants to call in. The link has been pinned in the chat section. And any Muslim who wants to call in and explain to us why Islam is apparently better than Christianity. Many have tried before, many have failed. Many have left the arena bloodied and beaten, and today's going to be no different. All right, so if this is your first time here, thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching this on a replay, God bless you. It all went well. Enjoy the show. So we do live streams like this on Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UK. We deal with Islam like we're going to be dealing with today, Hebrew Israelites, Orthodox Judaism, and atheism. So I was saying this on the last live stream, right, earlier on in the week. I pray that your week has been going blessed as well, right? But yeah, so I was saying earlier on in the week, in the previous live stream, I was talking about how our last edition of Women Wednesday was actually a really good stream. It was a really good one. And I even said it might actually be the best stream of the year. So it was interesting what we spoke about last time. Last time we spoke about how clearly in the Bible, from the first page of the Bible, God tells us that mankind, man and woman, are made in God's image. In contrast, we read the hadith in the Islamic literature that says Adam was made in God's image, and there's nothing about Eve being mentioned or made in God's image. So when we think about that, the Muslims just kept short-circuiting. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't deal with it on so many different levels. So I said, you know what? It was so good. Not that I'm going to run it again. We'll shelve that for another day, right? Maybe another time we'll bring that back out. But today, we're going to be talking about something else, which is also juicy. And also is another powerful reason why Islam could never be anywhere near as good for women as Christianity is. All right, so we're going to be talking about paradise today. That's where we're going to start. Heaven, as we call it, paradise, or Jannah. So, as the Muslims call it. So, what's actually interesting is there's so many different ways we can prove what we're talking about. There's so many different lines of reasoning. There's so many things that the Bible says about women, which is good. And many of you may be surprised, it's often the opposite in Islam. So, and this is one of the reasons why we say it's bad for women. But again, most people have known this for a long time anyway, that Christianity is a better religion for women. It's a better religion in general. But why do we do this? Well, this all started with one video that got over 1 million views. And the video title was Islam is better for women than Christianity. So in the first few editions of this live stream, we actually, probably the first couple of editions, we listened to the arguments in that short video and realized and laughed together and realized that they weren't really that good. And the reason why this is good as well for us to continue to go back to this is because, as we're going to see today, as long as the Muslims don't get their way, because they are going to report it for hate speech, we can pretty much bank on that, right? But when we get callers, no doubt, especially in the beginning of the live stream, we're going to hear people say stuff like, oh, well, this is rage bait. Why are you doing this? Or, stay to your religion. Let us stay to our religion. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But what happens, which is interesting, is a lot of the time, when we now begin to mention that, you know what, there was this video with this particular title, and we ask, is that rage bait? What do you think about the Muslim who did that? A lot of the time they turn around and they're like, well, no, it's fine. It's fine. What he's saying is correct, which is just, it's nonsensical, but it's funny at the same time as well. So again, thank you for those as well who have hit the like button already. It goes a long way, especially when you're engaging a group of people who habitually love to report your live streams for hate speech just for reading what their sources say. Okay. So we're going to be, I guess, getting more hate speech reports today, because we are going to be reading some scripture like we did last time, and also going to be reading some Quran, maybe some Hadith, maybe. We'll see what happens, but there you go. So let me just get the live popping off properly and make sure all the comments are coming through, and we can get started. So again, any Muslim who wants to call in, click the link, call in, and we can have this conversation. We're going to be talking about something different today, but something as effective as what we've been talking about previously as well. So any Muslim is welcome to call in. I welcome any Muslim to call in for us to have these conversations. We don't need to shout and scream. We don't need to do anything along those lines, right? We can have a good conversation. We don't need to, like I said, shout and scream. You know what's actually funny as well? I was thinking about this earlier on. I was looking at some of the initial conversations I had in regards to Women Wednesday, right? And back then, before they were mass reporting the stream, before they were advising people don't call into the show and all this different kind of stuff, a couple of the more popular people called in, right? More popular Muslim apologists. And what I was thinking about today is it's so funny that in the initial phase, some of them called in, but since then, none of them have pretty much called in. Maybe one here or there, but it's funny because at the same time, you hear a lot of Muslims say stuff like, well, go and speak to this particular Muslim or go and speak to that particular Muslim. And in my mind, I'm like, guys, I'm here pretty much every single Wednesday. We're talking about the same topic. They could come any time they want and have a conversation. You can see, for the most part, when I have conversations with people who want to have a conversation, we can have a free-flowing conversation. I will even be willing to speak to people for hours, right? It's normally when you've got people who have malfunctioned already, or they're triggered and they can't control themselves enough to actually have a conversation and to actually speak through all the different stuff. So it's interesting because I know for a fact, right, when we start talking about some other topics, don't be surprised if certain Muslims start popping up their head again. And you have to question yourself and think to yourself, well, okay, where were they before? Where were they before indeed? All right. So again, this is our Women Wednesday stream. We discuss the treatment of women in Islam in comparison to women in Christianity. And this all started again because one Muslim decided to post a video that got over 1 million views talking about how Islam is better for women than Christianity. So I said, there's no way that can be true. And what's even crazier is, are there actually Muslims that really believe this? Let's have these conversations and find out. And what we've seen week after week, whether we go to the Quran, whether we go to the Hadith, it doesn't look good for Islam, especially in regards to women. Many of these Muslims have never heard of this stuff, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of the time when we speak about these different topics, they will say stuff like, no, Israel, you're lying, you don't know what you're talking about. So how many times, for example, when I've said stuff like Muhammad said women were the dumbest people he's ever seen, do people accuse me of lying? But when it actually comes down to it, we read the sources and they're like, oh, wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Evening, bro. How you doing?
Fine.
Are you a Muslim, I assume?
Yes, I am Muslim. Thanks Allah.
Okay, so what do you think about what we're talking about today? Do you believe, like the guy who posted a video with over 1 million views, which was titled, Islam is better for women than Christianity? Do you believe like him?
No, I didn't see this video, but of course I believe this 100%.
I was going to say, you don't need to see the video to say if you believe Islam is better for women or not. But that's just for the record. That's why we're having these conversations. Why I'm happy to speak to Muslims about these particular topics.
Okay, let's say, but if we start to speak about this, okay, maybe I will say some things that you will not like.
Are you talking about saying something from the Bible?
No, let's speak about real life. If you are Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay, so Jesus said, by their fruits you will know them, right?
Okay, you would.
So let's speak about
wait,
hold on,
bro. Hold on. So, Jesus said, like you said, by their fruits you shall know them. Do you not understand he was speaking in a specific context when he said that?
Doesn't matter the context, but I like.
It doesn't matter.
I like what he said. By their fruits you will know them. Logic.
It doesn't matter what the context was.
Let's speak about real life. What is the situation of women?
No, we're going to speak about
Christian communities.
We're going to speak about what the Bible says
in Muslim
and what the Quran says, bro. We're going to speak about what the Bible says in the Quran, because we judge people based on their belief systems, what their book says, what their hadith say, etc. That's what we judge people on.
So you want to speak scriptures, right?
So what kind of Muslim are you? Do you accept the Quran only or hadith as well?
No, of course I accept hadith, of course.
Well, you'll be surprised how many Muslims I speak to who don't accept the hadith. And they say they're Muslims, yes, which is fascinating. But there's something specifically. There's something specific I wanted to talk to people today about.
This small group who doesn't believe in hadith, you will find them, all of them sitting on internet. So don't worry.
Okay,
most
cool.
Of Muslims,
so,
they don't need to sit actually they don't even speak in religious subjects because they don't need. Okay, understand?
Right. So I want us to talk about something specific today. All right. I want us to talk about what Islam has to offer women in paradise. So it's completely different to what we see in the Bible. So I'm going to read something to you from the Bible, and then I'm going to read something in the Quran. And I want you to talk about why you think one is better than the other. Okay?
Okay.
So this is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 22, and this is verse 29. We'll read like 2 verses. So what it says is, even before I say that, actually, so basically, these people come up to Jesus, just to kind of give you some insights, right? They come up to Jesus and they're asking about, okay, cool. There's this woman. Imagine this woman. She's married multiple people, multiple men over the years, because each and then all of them have died. Who is she going to be married to in heaven, or what you call paradise, right? And this is Jesus's response. He says, your mistake is that you don't know the scriptures and you don't know the power of God. For when the dead rise, they will neither marry, they're not going to marry, nor be given in marriage. In this respect, they will be like the angels in heaven. So Jesus says it here that when we die and go to heaven, we're not going to be given in marriage. Now, there's multiple examples in the Quran. Just for sake of today's conversation, I'm going to read one of them. I believe, if I remember correctly, this is chapter 55. Okay, chapter 56, verse 36. And it's talking about what the believers are going to get in paradise. And it says, and we made them spotless virgins. And then the next verse talks about, give me a second, sorry. The next verse talks about chastely and amorous. So basically they're like devout and set apart, etc. But the point I want to make today is, in Islam, women, what do women have to offer? What do women get in Islam in paradise, other than just to be the pleasure of a husband?
First of all, they will be in paradise.
Okay.
So the first reward is for all believers is to be beside God. This is point one. Point two, we have also rewards for our how can I say, for our bodies also, because we those who enter paradise, those are believers, chaste people, respected people who can control their who have good morals, who were and you will not find a pervert, for example, entering paradise. Okay, woman in Islam, she will be very, very beautiful. Okay, and I think this is one of the rewards I think any woman would love, right? And actually, as we know that yes, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala told us about some things in the Quran that will be in paradise, but actually, what will be there is more better than what we can even imagine. That's it. So for both men and women.
So in Islam, when a woman goes to paradise, you said she's going to be made beautiful again, basically. And if she was going to be made beautiful just to be beautiful, I could probably get what you're saying. But all of the talk about a woman in Islam being made beautiful in paradise is for the pleasure of her husband. And the husband's going to have his wife and many other females to continuously deflower them. What do you think about that?
Can I ask you, for example, sexual relation, you think this is something bad or good?
Well, in heaven,
why you are speaking about why you are speaking about? I understood you are using word flowering, okay, as if it is something bad. In Islam, it is something bad. It is something bad when you are doing it unlawful, okay. Okay. For example, out of marriage, okay. But when inside the marriage, this is something not bad. And I don't know. You have problem with this? I don't know. Okay,
so if you remember what I read from the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus saying, "In heaven, there's no marriage." So in contrast,
Gospel of what?
Matthew 22:29. So in Matthew, so Jesus is saying, for the Christian, the man and the woman, when we get to heaven, there's going to be no marriage anymore. Marriage is done. Going to heaven, it's not the purpose of having intercourse and being married. We're all there for God, like you mentioned previously. But in Islam, the difference is that the women are made beautiful. Allah calls them new. He creates them anew, it says in the Quran, for the pleasure of their husbands. So their husbands are going to have their wives, plus also many other women, and the pleasure to enjoy them as much as they want. What is good about that for a woman in paradise?
I told you, actually the relation, this relation you are speaking about, the man enjoying it, same like a woman, right? Woman also enjoy it. There's no problem in it.
So you think the woman wants to be?
This is something.
You think the woman wants to be enjoyed
this is some
as one of a bunch of women in paradise?
Okay, let's see. Okay, you have, as you said, in Gospel of Matthew, you have your own version, okay, in Christianity, and we have ours. Believe me, I don't understand why you think you have, there is a problem in what we will have in paradise, okay? But because first of all, again, remember something very important. Having this relation is not the only thing that we will have in paradise, okay? This is one of the things, okay? And actually, as I told you, only chaste, honorable, respectable people who can control themselves, okay, believers, okay, they will enter paradise.
So you don't see the problem.
If this is something important for us, okay, believe me, I would be going to discotheques and go have fun and so on. Okay.
So
why I would control myself? Why I should get married? Actually, there is no need. I will go have pleasure in this life also, and that's it. Yeah.
So why you're a man? So it makes a lot of sense why you don't see the problem here. But imagine your daughter or your sister.
Yeah.
What she has to look forward to in paradise is being one of an infinite amount of women that a man in Islam gets to enjoy on a limited amount of times, and you don't see the problem.
When tell any woman that she will be very, very beautiful, more beautiful than even the houris who will be. Look, in paradise we have those virgins and servants, boys, and so on. By the way, it is not obligatory to have flowering them. Okay, they can be servants. They can be people who are doing whatever we ask them, bring us things, and so on. So it's not matter of such relation as you think.
Like we read in the verse, right? Allah specifically says, like we read in the verse, Allah specifically says, one of the things that men have to look forward to are the women that He's made, which are spotless virgins. So Allah is obviously making it known. He's going out of His way to say this is something which is significant.
And imagine my wife will be more beautiful than them. And actually, I will tell you something. If you go to a restaurant, okay, would you like to go to a beautiful restaurant where there are beautiful people serving you? For example,
bro, listen. So you're basically trying to say because the women are beautiful, they're even more beautiful than they may be right now. That makes it acceptable and good for them to be the pleasure of a man as much as he wants in paradise.
My friend, look, a man, any man, normal man, he would like to have more than one wife, one woman, okay? In this life, no, believe me, are you one of those men who think, oh, one wife all my life and that's it? No.
Yeah, definitely.
How many women you fornicated with? Or your wife, you were virgin with your wife?
I'm a good godly man. I like to follow the wisdom from God.
Such men like you, as you claim, is a 1 in a million among Christians. Come on, let's be practical.
That's
By
not.
the way, my mother's relatives are all Christians. They are not. They are Europeans. Okay, so
I'm apparently not a
let's not
Christian, guys.
let's not lie to each other. We know
What are we
everything.
like?
Okay?
What are we lying about?
I am speaking you man to man. Okay, every man. Okay, this is normal in their nature. If
Yeah,
every normal man
every carnal man, bro. That's why God says
everyone.
every carnal man, like a natural kind of person. That's why the Bible
Yes,
talks about us being born again, so we don't continue to
look,
do the stuff of
no, look,
of
natural.
nature, the natural stuff.
Look, natural man would like to have more than one woman, okay? But
What
in
about a
Islam, for
spiritual man?
example, just a second, I will tell you something. For example, do you think that I don't want more than one woman? Yes, I want, okay? But you see, in Islam, there is only one way for this, to have another wife, third wife, fourth wife. This means obligations.
As long as
Okay.
actually, yeah, you said 4 wives, but that's not the whole. The other half of it is 4 wives, except what your right hand possesses, right?
Okay, I will tell you something. When you say about right hand possess, this is something you think that you are saying it against Islam. Actually, this is something in the favor of Islam. If you ask any Muslim today, what is right hand possess, he will not know. You know why? Because this is related with slavery. When Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, came, the whole entire world was in slavery. You know this very well. And the economy of the whole world was based on slavery. Okay.
All right, tank. Listen.
I will tell. I will explain to you what is right hand possess.
No, don't worry.
Would you like to meet?
Don't worry. Imagine, why is he debating me? Shame on me. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm blessed, man. How you doing? Are you Muslim?
Oh, alhamdulillah, yeah, thank God.
Okay, so today we're talking about why Islam, I say, is bad for women in comparison to Christianity. And did you hear what I was saying talking about with the other guy, the previous caller?
I got at the end, to be honest. You guys were talking about 4 wives.
Okay, well,
then I heard slavery, but
he kind of mentioned that.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. So someone says it's haram to debate those who are insulting the Prophet and Allah. When did I insult Muhammad or Allah? Muslims are so funny, man. Okay, so
I don't know if he did or not.
So we're talking about, Jesus said that in heaven there's going to be no more marriage. Marriage is done away with. In Islam, we were just talking about how women get to have the joy of looking forward to being one of multiple women in paradise that their husband gets to enjoy at his desire. What do you think about that?
Where does it say that?
Where does it say what?
It says that men, their husbands will have multiple women in heaven?
Yep.
Where does it say that?
Do you want to go through some of the Quran passages which talk about this?
Please.
Okay, so
I'm not saying you're wrong, because I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know that. I didn't know that, no.
Okay, so what I read to the previous caller was 56, chapter 56, right? We're going to read, let's see, we'll read 34 to 36, all right? So it says, all right, it's basically, in this passage here, it's talking about just the different things that you can expect in paradise. So it says, and it says an upraised
Chapter
couch.
46?
56 verse 34. 56 verse 34. Okay. So it talks about upraised couches. So there's going to be these nice chairs there. Basically, that's what 34 says. 35 says, perfectly we form them. Perfect. This is talking about these special women that Allah is going to create. And then in 36 it says specifically, and we made them spotless virgins. So this is one of the things that Muslim men have to look forward to when they get to paradise. And obviously Muslim women get to be one of these particular new creations that Allah has created, all for the enjoyment of the men to deflower them as much as possible, as much as they like. What do you think about it?
I want to. Can you pull it up or no? But I want to go read the. I have it on my Safari. I want to read a couple verses before or a couple verses after. I mean, unless you want to pull it up.
How many verses before do you want to read?
Let's go.
I'm only
4
showing
and
it
4.
on YT right now, but obviously I'm reading it out loud. So I'll go back to verse 30 and read it to you.
Okay, yeah, please.
Okay. Okay, cool. So verse 30 says, and fruits abounding. Like I said, it's a chapter which is, this part is talking a lot about what they get in paradise. Fruits abounding. And then he says, unfailing, unforbidden. Then the next verse says, and upraised couches. That's what we read before. And then what we read before, perfectly, we made them perfect. We formed them perfect, sorry. Let's see. And we made them spotless virgins. And it continues. Chastely, amorous. And then it keeps going. Like of age for the companions of the right. So they're going to be all the same age. When you look at some of the commentaries which speak about this particular passage. A throng of the ancients. A multitude of... Okay, so it just keeps going on, so... You can read more of it in your own time. This is just one of multiple verses in the Quran which talks about this. Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
so
want to read more into it, to be honest. But
okay, cool.
what do they say about what's women in Christianity?
I told you, Jesus said that when we get to heaven, there's not going to be any more marriage. Marriage is done away with. So, obviously, the whole point of going to paradise or heaven, whatever you want to call it, isn't about pleasing and like men's like natural desires, which for some reason in Islam, there's so much stuff about pleasuring a man at the sake of a woman, and the houris and the women in paradise is all about pleasuring men.
The good thing for you, for what you're saying is a good thing in Christianity, is that we're not going to have wives and husbands in heaven. That's a good thing for you.
Yeah, well, I would believe that, yes, but that's not even the point. Because let's say, for example, even if I said, you know what, there was marriage in heaven, that's completely different to a man having multiple women and fulfilling his desires an unlimited amount of times, etc.
So what's the bad part about what they say about Muslims and heaven? I mean, what does it say? I'm not seeing the problem here.
So do you think a woman, a Muslimah, who's looking forward to paradise is at all interested in being one of an unlimited amount of women that a man in paradise deflowers unlimited amounts of times as much as he desires? Do you think that's something they look forward to and they're like, yes, I can't wait to get to paradise?
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm not seeing that as a problem, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that are in Christianity, I think. I mean, I know of a couple. I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm sure there is some things that are bad in Christianity. I know of one where the women can't be a preacher. She can't talk about the religion in front of people. And there's another one where the women, they can't get divorces. But the men can severely beat them and then they can't get a divorce.
So your response to what we're talking about is to...
I don't see that as being a bad thing. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't see it as a bad thing?
No.
I don't
see that.
Do you have a daughter or a sister or a wife?
Yeah.
Okay. So could you step into their shoes? Think about it from their perspective for a second.
If my wife got married to her husband, and then
so in paradise for you as a Muslim, as long as you get to paradise, your wife is going to be yours to enjoy as much as you want. At the same time, you're going to have an unlimited amount of women, or houris is what they're called, to enjoy at the same time. Do you think your wife would like that?
Oh, I don't think that's what it says.
You don't think
That
that's
I'm
what
going
it
to have a
says?
limited amount of women other than my wife or
You don't
wives.
you don't think that's what it says?
Let me pull over. Let me see because I want to pull this up because it says that I will have a limited amount of wives.
Have you? So you were saying earlier on you didn't know about this, but now you're confident enough to know that it doesn't say about all these women.
No, I said I don't think. But you sure? Yeah. Let me see. It says that I will have multiple amount of wives, and then
You,
they will become a virgin every time. Like I have intercourse with her one day, and then my
yeah.
wife
So
day the next day.
when you
Next
look
day will be
into
a virgin.
the Islamic literature, there's stuff like it talks about Muhammad said that a man in paradise is going to have the strength of 100 men, and he's going to be able to basically just keep going, not get tired. Frosty, you know the funniest thing is, I was actually going to lead the live stream with that. I said, you know what? Let's switch this up a little bit today. We'll leave that for another time. But I did think about actually talking about that one. You know what? Like, you know the funniest thing, guys? You're back. The funniest thing, guys, is when I was thinking about this at first, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just too high level for them. But you know what? I actually think this is actually good now because I can't wait to speak to the Muslims and see what they have to say about this, because the men just don't get it.
I think you should talk to somebody who's more educated.
All
Have you
right.
tried talking to Cora or the Muslim Lantern or those people?
Tell them to call in. I'd love to talk
I
to
mean,
Cora. I'd love to talk to the Muslim Lantern. I'd love to talk to any of the popular Muslims about why Islam is bad for women and Christianity is bad. I'd love to. So if you know them, tell them there's a Christian here who comes every Wednesday live and he's happy to talk to any Muslim, popular, not popular, and talk about this particular topic.
yeah, I mean, they're like, she's like, big. I'm not that kind of.
Okay, cool.
I'm not the connection that you need.
All right,
But
cool,
you gotta
boss.
talk to them.
So
You try looking them up.
what I'd say is, just to kind of give you some notes, right? Read read 55, chapter 55 in the Quran, 56, 44, 52, and chapter 78. They all speak about paradise and what awaits the men.
Chapter 5, though.
55. So 55,
Yeah,
55,
chapter 55, sorry.
verse 71 to 74. 56,
Yeah, okay. Chapter 55, yeah.
56, verse 27 to 38. And read 78, chapter 78, verse 31 to 34. Those are a couple of good examples that you could read.
Okay, so now what about what it says about the women in Christianity?
Bro,
About the divorce and about preaching?
you didn't even get past this first thing, and you said I should speak to someone more knowledgeable. Now you want to come back into the ring and start talking about something else.
I'm asking because you mentioned Christianity is better.
Yeah.
So can I ask you what about what it says about that?
Okay.
How they
So
can't even get a divorce if their husband beats them.
where does it say that? It doesn't say that.
Okay, so how do you get divorced in Christianity?
Based on the rules and the regulations that are given to you. There's a couple different reasons.
Now what is this?
There's a couple different reasons, but yeah, so I'll just say that.
You want me to look it up for you?
Look up what for me?
Because where it says in Christianity how you can only get divorced if your husband is witness cheating on you.
If your husband what?
You can only get a divorce in Christianity if it was witnessed by multiple people that he was cheating on you. But if he like hits you or something, that's the only way you can get a divorce.
No.
Is if he cheats on you.
No, that's not true. There's, like I said, there's different ways in Christianity you can get divorced. I'm not saying that Christianity gives you loads of different ways to get divorced. That's not what I'm saying, but there's multiple different ways you can get divorced in Christianity. So if a Christian man quotation marks was beating his wife, then obviously the church would get involved, and that's not obviously something like a Christian would be doing. So it would be easily, I'll just put it like this, a church could easily separate that marriage and get it back on the right track, or even in extreme case potentially divorce. Because if a guy, for example, was beating his wife as a professing Christian, that's obviously not a Christian thing to do. So if a Christian is behaving like an unbeliever, then in those situations you would judge him as an unbeliever. So she wouldn't necessarily be bound in those scenarios. And what was the other thing you said?
So they can get divorced for any reason?
I didn't say any reason. I didn't say that at all.
But isn't it better that in Islam you can?
Islam, you
get
can
divorced
what?
for any reason?
You
divorced for any
can't
reason?
you can't get divorced for any reason in Islam. A woman first and foremost, she can't even get divorced the same way a man can get divorced. They have different protocol to get divorced. In Christianity, it's the same for a man and a woman. So
Please explain.
a man in Islam can say divorce 3 times and he's out of a marriage. A woman in Islam, in order for her to get married, she has to basically go and like request a divorce. And just because she requests a divorce, it doesn't even guarantee she's going to get the divorce. So that already shows
That's not
you
true.
what's not true.
I don't think that's true.
All right.
She doesn't have to request to get a divorce.
She does have to request to get a divorce. And you already said you're not ready
And
for
the guy
this.
doesn't have to say it 3 times. The guy
He does.
can divorce her 3 times.
No, he can
the guy
say,
can divorce.
okay, look, I gave you the verses about paradise, right? Go and research triple divorce or triple talaq. You'll find out all about it and you'll see for yourself.
I understand what that is. Let me
you understand what it is?
Explain it to you. I know what that is, yes.
You
I
don't
know
need to
divorce,
understand
I know
it to
what
me.
that is.
Explain it to me. I know what it is.
Okay.
The fact you're trying to say, the fact you're trying to say the guy can't just say talaq, and the marriage be over. Either you're lying or you're just completely ignorant. Which one is it?
Yes, that is true. Yeah. If you say talaq 3 times, then yes, you will be divorced.
So why are you saying it's not true?
But it's not. But the women is the same thing. The women is the same thing.
Bro, don't look down, man. I literally said to him, oh, look, a guy can say divorce 3 times and it's a wrap. And he's like, no, it's not true. Then I start explaining it in detail and he's like, yes, that's true. And he's saying a woman can do it. A woman can't do triple talaq. She cannot. If a woman wants to get divorced, she has to request a divorce. So what's actually funny, he literally just said you can't say talaq, and then after said, okay, yeah, you actually can do it. This is Islam for you guys. So it's like I said, it's funny. The guys, I don't think they really get like why this whole point of what happens in paradise for a woman is so significant. Jesus is like, there's no marriage in heaven. For a man and a woman, there's no like, oh yeah, this is what the man's gonna get and the woman's gonna get this. Like they say, look, and we know what's actually crazy. The way they're like, do you notice he was like, well, look, well, not him, the first caller. He was like, well, you get to go to heaven. And it was just like, well, hooray, you get to go to heaven as a Muslim. So just be happy that you made it. And it doesn't matter what you're going to be doing there. It doesn't matter that we should be there in heaven thinking and focusing on God and the peace that God gives us and all this different kind of stuff. And like just dwelling with God for all eternity. Allah sets up the man in Islam in paradise the same way, but just on a greater scale that he does for the man on earth. So on earth, a man in Islam can have 4 wives, up to 4 wives, and as much as his right hand possesses. So really, he could have an unlimited amount of wives. But in paradise, it's more of the same. He's going to have his wife, who's going to be a new creation from Allah. And he's going to be able to deflower her as many times as he likes. And then there's going to be however many houris he has. These are these special, again, creations that Allah has made for the men to enjoy at his pleasure. So, and they don't get it. They really just don't see the significance. That's why in my mind, it's like, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to speaking to some Muslims about this, because hopefully, surely they will get it. I mean, I've spoken to, no, I'm not even going to say that, but is it a surprise? Is it a surprise that, how you doing, bro? God bless you. Isn't it a surprise that they reported the stream already? The same Muslims who just lie. They will say, oh, you disrespected Muhammad, you disrespected Allah. Guys, they can't even tell me how I'm disrespecting Muhammad or how I'm disrespecting Allah. Is it a disrespect to ask a question, to ask questions, to have conversations? Is that what warrants disrespect? Asking questions about a religion. And you know what's actually crazy? Like, they speak as if they know the religion more than you. Kudos to that guy though, because he did say, well, look, I don't really know. So it's like, I was ready to get rid of him then. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, if you're saying you don't know, like, let me move on to another caller. Let me move on to someone else. I don't want to be speaking to someone who doesn't really know. Like he saw me, I'll give him some information. Read these Quran verses. Search this up, search that up. Go and do your research. Maybe you come back at some point in the future better. But isn't it funny, guys, that he started mentioning popular Muslims? And I'm like, yeah, tell them to call in. I'd love to speak to them. I actually want to know what they have to say about a lot of this different stuff. So that first caller is here saying, well, yeah, this is what men want. This is good for men. And notice that it just shows you that they have a carnal mindset, guys. For them, it's all about natural pleasure. So it's strange and foreign to them. You heard him saying it to me when I'm telling him what Jesus is saying. There's no marriage in heaven. And he's like, but come on, man, you're a man. You're one in a million or 1 in a billion guys. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, no, I'm just not a carnal man. I'm not trying to live a carnal lifestyle. Again, what I was saying to him, this is why the Bible tells us to be born again. Thank you, Mullah. And I appreciate those in Lithuania watching along. Thank you for the encouragement as well. God bless you, bro. Appreciate you. So, Islam is the religion that keeps on giving, man. Thank you for the follow, and also thank you for the like. All right, Muslims, come on, man. Don't be afraid. Click the link, call in, and tell me why Islam isn't bad for women and Christianity isn't better. Isn't it interesting when it gets down to actually having the conversations? It's a whole different scenario, right? Apparently, I'm hiding behind secularism. I'd love to know what secularism I'm hiding behind. What secularism am I hiding behind, guys? I'm actually bewildered right now. What secularism am I hiding behind? I don't think Christianity is secularism. I don't think following the Bible is secularism either. Out of the two of us, think what's actually funny, guys, right? Think about this comment. Secularism and liberal societies, right? So think about these comments and think about what I was just saying with what I was talking about with the previous caller and the one before him. They're talking about this is all great, this is all pleasurable, this is all stuff that we should look forward to. And I'm like, no, we're better than that. God is calling us to a higher standard. But apparently we're as Christians being the ones that are being accused of being secular and liberal. Bananas, thank you for following. I appreciate you. Okay. Why would I need to name one Christian society? Why would I need to do that? What does that have to do with what we're talking about today? If you want to have a conversation, call in and we can talk about it. But accusing me of being secular, so we can see how Christianity helped women. all you have to do is look at the transformation of the Western world. Maybe not so much. Go up to about the 1950s when they started taking the Bible out of schools and started going away from the godly principles that made the West so successful. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So when a country follows, no, did you not hear what I said? In the 1940s, in the 1950s, around those time periods, up until those time periods, the Western world wasn't necessarily classified as secular. They were categorized as Christian nations. But in the 60s, something interesting happened. They stopped using the Bible in schools. They started taking the Bible out of schools. They stopped following what God's word says. And what happened? What you're talking about started to happen. This is why we find ourselves in some of the mess we find ourselves in today. So you have to think about it from that perspective. If I start talking about Islamic countries that used to follow the Quran and they don't follow it anymore, are you going to turn around and say, yeah, like they're still following the deen? Or are you going to say, no, they fell off, they went a different way? Why didn't Christianity maintain itself in society? Who says it had to maintain itself in every society? People have free will to follow God's rules or not. This is why we're seeing a resurgence in recent years towards God, because people are starting to wake up and see the problem. Hello.
Yo, bro, hello?
How you doing, man? You alright?
I'm alright, man. How are you?
I'm blessed. Are you Muslim?
No, but real quick, I have a quick question, bro. It's like important.
So if you're not a Muslim, what are you?
I'm atheist, but that's like the follow-up question. I have like a really important thing. Like,
What's so important that you're gate crashing a live stream talking to Muslims?
sorry, man, but like real quick, I'm an atheist, right? But at the same time, I don't believe in God, but there's like a lot of religions, you know, and there's like, it's like which one there is to believe. You get me?
Okay. Have you read the Bible?
Not really. It's just, I mean, it's not really about reading Bibles or anything. It's just like that there's so many. Like,
There's
for
so
example,
many what?
even a bad story or something, it could even be true, you know.
What my advice would be to you is to get a Bible and read the
Yeah.
Gospels. Read the
Alright.
Gospels.
Yeah. I have a Bible at home as
Okay.
well.
Read the Gospels. They will transform your life and just the way you think about a lot of different stuff.
Yes, sir. Alright,
And
thank you, man.
if
Sorry
you-
for crashing the live, alright?
Bro, if you read the Gospels, you feel free to call back in another time, right? If you've got questions
Alright.
about stuff in the
Yes, sir.
Gospels and stuff like that, all right?
Alright. Sorry,
God
bro.
bless.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you're sorry, bro, but it is what it is. All right, come on, Muslims. Stop hiding behind the atheists. They can't help you in this one. We've got a comment. I'm a woman who knows Islam doesn't affect me. Does Christianity teach modesty or sexual freedoms? What do you think? What do you think the Bible teaches? That you should be modest, or you should go about and enjoy yourself to your heart's content? Isn't it funny that Muslims love to be the keyboard warriors? They love to chat from the comment section, but a lot of the time they're fearful and afraid to actually have the conversations. But I guess when popular Muslims are saying, don't call in, don't call him, avoid him, I guess some of them will listen, right? Yeah. Why? I don't understand why so many Muslims are fascinated with the hijab, guys. It's almost like they just project. You know, when people are concerned about something so much, they just start speaking about it abnormally. Actually, the reason Muslims wear the hijab is to be closer to Allah, and they wear it as a sign. Okay. What made you decide to tell me that this is the reason why women wear hijab? Okay, so because I've got a picture of a Muslim woman as my picture, what should I have a picture of, guys? What should I have a picture of if I'm talking about Muslim women, guys? See? They're so, what's the word? They're so concerned about women in hijabs. They love to mention it. Go and Google a Muslim woman and what do you think's going to come up, guys? Okay. More ad hominem attacks. How have I been slandering? It's like they don't feel a way. They just lie. They just lie. Where did I slander? Respect goes both ways. You see, it's funny. Maybe you weren't here when I was talking about this, but the reason why we're having these conversations is because a Muslim guy posted a video and the title of the video was Islam is better treats women better than Christianity, or Islam is better for women than Christianity. Would you say he was being respectful? Funny enough, right? If he made a video breaking down his arguments, why he thinks that is the case, I wouldn't necessarily say he's being disrespectful. I would say he has an opinion and he's trying to prove his case. So, someone said, but that's just one guy. I'm just one guy, aren't I? I'm actually having conversations with any Muslim who wants to call in and talk to me about this. And we have discussions about the Bible, the Quran, the Hadith, for the Muslims that accept the Hadith. And we have those conversations. I'm apparently famous, guys. Stop it, man. Stop it. What if I was famous? Wouldn't all the popular Muslims be flooding to my live stream to have conversations with me? Surely they would, right? Surely they would. I think that kind of makes logical sense, but maybe it would actually be the opposite. Maybe the reason a lot of popular Muslims don't want to have this conversation is because it might actually come out that what I'm actually talking about is right. So come on, Muslims, man. Why in Islam do women have the glorious future of being one of multiple women that the Muslim men get to deflower over and over again? Why is this so good for women in Islam? I struggle to see the benefit in it. How you doing, Art? God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, bro. But yeah, Muslims, why? Why is this the case? Why do women have this to look forward to? Is this really good for women? Why do women not turn around and... Why don't we see women jumping for joy about the fact that they're going to be one of X amount of females their husband gets to deflower in paradise? Is that good? Or am I just totally missing the mark? Am I confused about this one? All right, let's do this. So, someone asked me, what do I mean by deflower? Guys, I'm trying to be PG. Like, I'm trying to make it easy for everyone to understand. Muslim men get to enjoy their female counterparts as much as they want, because Allah is going to give men the strength of 100 men, so they won't get tired in paradise. And I'm sure somehow this is apparently something the good old righteous Muslims are going to be looking forward to and happy about. Apparently. I don't agree though. I don't think most women would agree either. But maybe I could be wrong. Indeed. I was saying this earlier on, there's so many different ways you can take there's so many different ways you can take this, you know. This is a funny comment, but I just mentioned it earlier on. You know why this is actually interesting? Because for women in Islam, it's not much different being on earth compared to paradise. On earth, a man in Islam is able to have up to 4 wives, so multiple women. He's also able to have as many as his right hand possesses. And that's not really much different to heaven when you think about it. Because in heaven, he's got his wife. If he wants his wife, he's got his wife. If he wants her, he could turn around and say, no, I don't want her. I want someone else. Or you can turn around and do something completely different and just go for a bunch of different people. Hello, Zed.
Yeah, hi.
How you doing?
Hello. Good, man.
Are you a Muslim?
Yes.
Okay, so
However, I'm not a traditional Muslim that
okay, what does that mean?
the word follows.
What kind of Muslim are you?
I follow the book.
You follow the Quran only?
A Muslim for yes, I do, yes.
But you
But I don't call myself Quran only.
You don't follow the Hadith?
Yes, I don't follow Hadith.
Okay, why don't you follow the Hadith?
Are you a Muslim?
Why don't you follow the Hadith?
Because it's man-made. It's not because it's not sent by God.
It's not sent by God.
So,
But the
yeah,
Quran.
the only book, the Quran, yes. Quran is the words of God.
How do you know the Quran was
Direct
sent
words
by
of
God?
Because no one can produce the Quran, and no one's the author of the Quran. Only God is the author. He himself says he's the author of the Quran.
How do you know that?
His words are the scripture tells me.
How do you know that?
Are you a Christian or a Muslim?
I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian. But how do you know that?
Or are you an atheist?
I'm a Christian. Do you think do you think an atheist is going to be having a live stream talking about Christianity being better than Islam?
Sorry, I just stumbled across this channel. I just saw the title. I thought, why not? Yeah.
So let me read something to you from the Quran.
Yeah, I'm Muslim. I follow the. Okay.
Okay, so what I've been talking with Muslims today about is how in heaven, according to the Bible, Jesus said that there's going to be no marriage in heaven anymore. That's not the point of what we're going to be doing there. And I've been talking about how in Islam, the Quran over and over again is talking about what awaits the men in paradise and what awaits the women. So for the men, the Quran talks about. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Do you have the references to? Give
Okay, so
references and
let's look
I'll
at, for example, chapter 78 of the Quran, verse 31, right? We'll read a couple verses. So it says,
okay, let me see.
surely for the God-fearing,
Chapter 37.
78, verse 31.
Sorry, let me just. 78, 31. Yeah.
So it says, you there?
Okay. Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, I'm there. Go on.
All
Read.
right. It says, surely for the God-fearing awaits a place of security. And then 32 says, gardens and vineyards. And then 33 says, and maidens with swelling boobs, breasts, like of age. And then, and a cup of overflowing, I guess it's alluding to wine. So this is just one example in the Quran, which is talking about what awaits men in paradise. What do you think about that?
Okay, indeed, for the righteous success, gardens and grapevines, and splendid companions, well matched. Okay, so what's your objection on that?
So what do you think
It doesn't
about
say anything about breasts.
Pardon?
So it doesn't say anything about the breasts.
He did say something about breasts. I read it to you. You saw it.
Yeah, but that's your translation. I mean, that's the translation. I mean, you have to. It just says here, right? Yeah, let me just read that to you. Indeed, for the righteous is
what
success,
translation are you reading?
Garden. It's a Corpus Quran. Corpus
Okay.
Quran.
Corpus. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Indeed, for the righteous, success, hadaka gardens, and grapevines, and splendid companions, well
what?
matched. That's all it says.
What does well matched mean?
Meaning that well matched, meaning that the companions will be matched to you, to each individual. But however, I just want to say something right here. The Quran here, there's a big problem. I mean, what I'm about to say is very controversial. Okay,
bro, don't throw the Quran at the bus. Come on, man.
The Quran. No, the Quran. First, you have to understand what Quran is.
What's the Quran? The best hadith, right?
You have to. No.
No.
That's not the best hadith. That's Asnal hadith.
Pardon?
That's Asnal hadith you're talking about. That is Asnal hadith you are talking about.
What is?
Not Quran. The word Quran, what does it mean?
What does that have to do with what I said?
No, because it's important, because this is how you're going to come to know the revelation of God. Because the words of God, you have to understand the meaning of the words. If you don't know the meanings, people get confused. This is why the Muslim world is confused, because they are following hadith and they get interpretations from man-made books. Similar with the Christians and the Jews and all the other religious people. So what I'm saying, the word Quran, what does it mean?
You tell me, since you think it's the Quran isn't the best hadith.
It means reading.
Okay.
Okay, so Quran means reading. So I want you to open verse 10:37, please.
Hold on. I want to read something to you quickly. This is chapter 39 of the Quran, verse 23. And we're going to look at the Arabic.
1 second.
Okay.
39.
Verse 23.
Verse
23. Allah has revealed.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know Arabic?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't speak Arabic, but
Asana means the
I
best.
can read Arabic.
The best.
Ahsana, yeah. Well, you could say it means beautiful as well.
Lahaditi. The hadith.
Yeah, actually,
The best of the statements, the best of the hadith.
hadith, yeah.
So when I'm saying it's the
Yeah.
best of the hadith, why did you say no?
The word hadith. So what I'm saying to you, there's like, for example, right, yeah,
Why did you say no, bro?
that's the attribute of the book. No, because you're still wrong. Because I'm going to explain here.
I'm still
Quran
wrong about what the Quran
is
says in
not, it
Arabic.
doesn't say. Mm-hmm.
Does it say it's the
Look, it
best
says here, right? Yeah,
of the hadith or not, bro?
Yeah, it does say that, yes.
So why do you keep
It does say
saying?
that,
Why did you
100%.
say no,
I'm not
number
denying
one?
that.
And why do you keep saying I'm not saying something which is true when it literally says it in the Quran?
Yeah, I know, but does it say Quran here?
Does what say Quran?
Allah, in this verse that you just read to me,
What did Allah reveal?
Allah,
The next part after saying,
first of all, right, yeah,
after saying that the best hadith, it says kitaba. What is that? What's a kitab?
okay. So the book,
Okay.
Al-Kitab is the book.
So what book
Okay.
that Allah is calling the best of the best of hadith did Allah reveal?
Because you see the statement that you know the Asn al-Hadith, the best statement, right? Is hadith means narrations, events, stories that humans, us in the present day, cannot verify. So these are the stories of all the prophets mentioned in the Quran, the creation of the heavens and the earth in the Quran, the creation, the stories of Iblis, Shaitan, story of Adam, the story in the future, the hell and the heaven. These are the things that the present people who are living cannot witness, and this Allah calls the unseen aspects of the book. Of the book. This is why it's Asn al Hadith, meaning the best narration, because the people who are making their own narrations from other books, right? Yeah, for example, Hadith, Bible, they bring history, right? And they say this event happened when they themselves did not witness. So Allah is saying that Allah has the best hadith, meaning that He has the best narration, the best stories, and the best of things that we cannot witness. So He's explaining to us the history that we can't verify as being 100% true. This is why it's the Asna, the most beautiful hadith, he says. So
Bro,
that's
what are you
one
talking
aspect
about?
from the book. It's not the whole book. I'm going to explain it. Go to 1037.
What are you talking about?
Then I will tell you. What am I talking about? Is because
We've
like I
gone
said, it's going to be very
off this
controversial
whole
about
way.
what you are about to hear.
We've gone off this whole way because
Right. Okay. So you tell me what the Asna hadith
we've gone off this whole way, bro, because
is
you
referring
wanted,
to in the book.
because we were talking about what women have to look forward to in the future.
But have you seen it?
In Islam? Have I seen what?
Have you, the what you're trying
Have I seen
to
what?
say? Is it been revealed to you?
Has what been revealed to me?
What you say? Look, I want you to listen to me what I'm about to say, okay? For you to understand what I'm trying to say from the book, right? There is revelation, right? There is inspiration. There is Quran, the reading. There's Al-Kitab. These are all separate words. If you are putting them all in one book, you're trying to understand all that in one go.
So the Quran isn't one book according to you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cannot understand it. No, Quran is one book.
So what are you talking
But if
about?
you just open 1037, then you'd come to
What does 1037
what
have
I'm
to
talking
do
about.
with
You just go to 1037.
what women have to look forward to in paradise?
Okay, so what's your objection on that? What's your objection of that verse you're trying to say? What
Are
is
you
it that
married?
is a problem to you? I was married, but I'm
Okay. When you were
not married
married, do you
anymore.
think your wife would find it fascinating, find it interesting, find it good to be looking forward to the fact that in paradise she's going to be one of a bunch of women that her husband has the potential to enjoy whenever he pleases?
It doesn't say that in the Quran, though. This is what your interpretation is.
Okay, so should we go through? Let's go
What's
through.
going to happen there? You cannot verify.
Hold on, hold on.
No,
Hold on.
what I'm saying,
Hold
what
on,
you,
bro, hold on. Let's just go through
what you're,
different. Let's go through different things in the Quran, which it talks about paradise. Okay, let's start with chapter 44.
why don't we start with Torah and Injil?
Why should we start with the Torah? We did start with the Injil. Jesus said there's no marriage in heaven.
Okay. Okay, no, but let's just start with that first, because that's the most important controversial, right, all around the world. Because Christians are claiming that the Torah and Injil that you guys have. You guys have
Okay,
the
so
Torah
chapter
and
44 of the Quran, the drought,
Injil. Do you agree?
verse 54 says, "Even so, and we shall espouse them to wide-eyed houris."
44 what?
44:54. Even so, we shall espouse them to wide-eyed houris. Let's go back a couple verses and see what Allah's talking about here. Oh, he's talking about, surely, in verse 51, the God-fearing shall be in a station secure. It's talking about paradise. 52 says, among gardens and fountains. And then it says, robed in silk and brocade set face to face. 54 says, even so, and we shall espouse them to wide-eyed houris. Therein, calling for every fruit secure. And then it continues to go on. They shall not taste therein of death, save the first death, and he shall guard them against the chastisement of hell. So the people that get saved from hell, Allah is going to espouse them wide-eyed houris. This is the Quran, right?
And what's the problem with that? Because the translation isn't correct. What you're saying.
Okay, the translation is never correct, is it?
However, so when I said hadith, right, the Asna hadith, this is referring to the hadith part of the
hadith part of what?
What you're reading to me. This is
the
not
hadith part. The hadith part of the Quran.
Look, this.
Bro, look, man. Don't look down.
This
man.
part of the verse is.
You're bleeding all over the floor, man. We clearly can't have a conversation. He's throwing the. He says he's Quran only, but he's basically throwing the Quran under the bus without saying, I'm throwing the Quran under the bus. Very weird indeed. And his best bet was to do what? To start running to the Bible saying, oh, Christians believe that this is the Torah and the Injil and all this different kind of stuff. Yeah, so did Allah. Mr. Quran only. He's trying to call back in, guys. All right, let's give him another chance. Come on, man. You have to be better. You have to be better than last time, bro.
Brother, but you're not letting me finish, man. You're not letting me explain, because what it is, yeah. The thing is, yeah, a lot of people have this concept in their head that this is what God is saying when He's not actually saying that.
So Allah wasn't saying those verses.
The point I'm trying to make, yeah. No, it's look. I told you what Asna al-Hadith is, right? Yeah, it's a statement. It's a story. It's a narration that we cannot witness. So Allah says this is the unseen parts of the verses that you can't understand, but we believe in it.
Okay.
Allah says,
so
those who believe in the unseen.
So when it's talking about all this stuff being protected
today, that could be verified.
So You don't
But
believe.
you can't
So you don't believe in the
verify.
Quran.
No one can verify it.
You can't verify the Quran. Is that what you're saying?
Of course, I believe in the Quran.
You believe in it.
No,
You can't
you have to
verify the
believe the
Quran.
Torah.
Pardon?
No, brother. What I'm saying, you see that Allah's talking about we have to follow the do's and don'ts from the book, but other things that you're mentioning, like the hellfire, the story of Adam, we cannot verify. So Allah says they believe in them all. Yeah, the believers, even if we can't understand it. We believe in it. This is why I'm a believer, because I believe in the unseen. But what He wants us to do is to follow the Torah and Injil,
Okay.
right? Which we have and you don't have.
Okay. You have the Torah and the
Okay,
Injil,
so Allah has revealed
but we don't.
the
What?
Quran.
Let me ask you a question. What's the Torah?
You don't, because it's not the Torah. The laws,
What laws?
do's and don'ts. The laws in the book.
In what book?
Like, for example, established prayer in my book.
If I want to read the Torah right now, where can I go to read it?
The Torah and Injil has been revealed by God.
Okay.
And it's in the book.
Where can I
It's
go
not
and read the
outside of
Torah
the
right
book.
now?
And it's not, you don't have it.
Where
All the
can I
do's and
go and
don'ts.
read
When
the Torah
when
right
He orders
now?
you to do something.
Where can I go and read the Torah that Allah gave to Moses
Huh?
for the children of Israel? Where can I go and read the Torah if
Okay.
I want to read it today, right now?
Right now, yeah? Okay, let me give you the verse right, yeah, so you'll know.
Yeah, you go and get the
Torah is.
verse. Go and get it. Hello. I'm blessed. How you doing, man? You a Muslim?
Yes, I'm a Muslim, thank you.
All right, so we're talking today about what kind of Muslim are you? Quran only or Hadith as well?
There is no Quran only.
Pardon?
There is nothing as Quran only.
Bro, I was literally just talking to a Quran only Muslim.
Yeah, that's a bullshit.
Can you not swear on my live stream, please? Or I'm going to have to drop you.
I don't care about your live stream, bro.
Oh, okay. God bless. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, man? You alright?
Good, thank you.
Okay, so you're a Muslim, yeah?
Yes.
What kind of Muslim are you? Quran only or Hadith as well?
Quran only.
Your Quran? Are you joking?
I what?
Are you being serious? Your Quran only?
Be there?
Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
So you don't accept the Hadith?
I don't need hadith.
Okay.
The
Why
Quran is complete. Don't need anything.
Okay. So we're talking today about what women have to look forward to in heaven. In Christianity, Jesus said that men and women will not be married in heaven. In Islam, the women in Islam get to look forward to being one of a large amount of women that their husband is able to enjoy.
In hadith and this books, Quran only.
Okay, so we just read chapter 44 of the Quran. I'll read a couple verses from verse 51. It says, "Surely the God-fearing shall be in a station secure." This is chapter 44 of the Quran, verse 51. Then Allah says, "among gardens and fountains." And then He says in verse 53, "robed in silk and brocade and set face to face." And then in 54 He says, "even so, and we shall espouse them to wide-eyed houris." And then it goes on. So the Muslim men are going to be able to look forward to the wide-eyed houris. This is in the Quran. This is just one example from the Quran.
You mean hourin or something like that?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Woman, You expect woman in Ghana, yes?
Hmm?
You mean that?
That's what Allah says.
I think it misunderstand. The changing of language, misunderstanding.
What
Old
did
language
what did I not
between
understand?
old and new language.
What did I not understand?
The people didn't understand the Quran. The Ghana
Did they
is
understand?
not a woman.
Did they understand Arabic?
Yes.
Okay. So when we look at the verse in Arabic, it says, you know Arabic?
Yes, very good.
Okay. What does kadalika mean? Kadalika.
Kazalika?
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Kazalika?
The verse says, thus, and we will marry them, companions with beautiful eyes. Companions with beautiful eyes. Marry them to companions with beautiful eyes, to companions with beautiful eyes.
Hourin?
Mm-hmm.
You mean Hourin?
Yeah. Yep. So they understood what Arabic meant, right?
There is Mister. There is a modern explanation of Quran, or form mind of Quran. Hourin, like a discussion, a big discussion things. You know, he zanna annahu lan yahur. He thinking and not discuss. Have like a guess something you looking for, searching for. Hur, not mean woman.
This ain't gonna work, man. Don't worry.
Yo,
Hello.
what's up, bro?
I'm blessed, man. Nixon 5, yeah?
Yep.
I guess you're a happy man.
Oh, I'm excited.
After all those years, you finally got a trophy to lift up, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're a Muslim, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've been speaking to Muslims today about what women get to look forward to after all the years on earth. They get to enjoy being one of multiple women that their husband gets to deflower over and over again. You think they look forward to that? Do you think that's a good thing that they're happy to get to paradise to enjoy?
Do you think are women happy with that?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Do you think they're going to be happy to?
I mean, if they put it in the contract, then yeah, they don't mind it.
In the contract of paradise?
No, contract of marriage.
No, not marriage. I'm not talking about on earth. I'm talking about in paradise. In paradise. Yeah, in paradise, Allah says He's going to prepare wide-eyed houris for the Muslims. That the men get to enjoy at their behest.
Right. What's the issue? What's the issue?
Oh, so do you think that a woman's going to be looking forward to that, being one of a bunch of females that her husband gets to deflower over and over and over and over and over again?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Paradise is for... You think they're going to be sad in paradise? Nobody's sad in paradise, my man.
Okay, so they're going to be happy about that.
Absolutely. Because they get to get what they want too.
Which is to be deflowered over and over and over again by their husband.
Whatever they want, that's what they get.
Do they get... Okay, let me ask you this. So if a woman wants 100 husbands, is she able to get that?
In paradise?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what women get in paradise, but I'm pretty sure they do.
You just said they get whatever they want. I just asked you one example. Do they get to enjoy 100 husbands? And you said you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know like what kind of paradise they get. I don't know. It could be different.
I explained the paradise they get. They get to be one of the women that their husbands get to deflower and go from tent to tent as it says in the hadith.
Which hadith is that?
There's a couple of different ones. One specifically is Bukhari 3243. It says, narrated Abdullah bin Qais al-Ashari, the Prophet said, there's going to be a tent in paradise, and it's going to be like a hollow pearl, which is 30 miles in height, and on every corner of the tent, the believer will have a family that cannot be seen by the others. And then it says, narrated by Abu Imran, in another narration, the tent is 60 miles in height. So they're going to have these massive structures, and there's going to be these tents, these different places where the Muslims are going to be able to go as they please, and no one's going to be able to see them. So it's going to be like some invisible set of rooms in this massive place that they have, and they can go from tent to tent and enjoy as they please, and no one's going to be able to see what they're doing except Allah, that is.
Okay. Well, I gotta look at that hadith. Okay.
So what do you think about that?
I mean, listen, if it's true, then that's true. It's paradise.
It's paradise, yeah?
Like, we rather listen. I'll tell you why. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because I was a Christian, bro. I was a Christian 3 years ago.
What happened, man?
I would rather. I'll tell you. I would rather have that than be Jesus' bride in heaven.
Okay.
Would you want to be Jesus' bride in heaven?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I want to be Jesus'?
Woman in paradise?
Why wouldn't I want to be Jesus' bride? I'm a Christian. Only if you have.
You know what a bride?
Only if you have.
What's that mean, bro?
Only if you have some sick view of what you think that means. Would that be a problem?
What is it? What does it mean being the bride of Jesus?
It means that he's your covering. Do you know what that means?
No, what does it mean? That's what I'm asking. What does it mean?
So, like a husband was to cover a bride in biblical times, under the biblical basis, Jesus is the one that covers us. So, we are made righteous because of what he's done for us. So, he covers us. He covers us like a husband covers a bride. That's why Christian men are told to love their wives the way Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. So when the Bible's talking about us being the bride of Christ, it has nothing to do with like some warped intercourse or anything along those lines, bro. Come on, man.
Do you at least get women in paradise, bro? What do you guys get? I'm just curious. What do you get?
What do we get in paradise, in heaven?
Yeah, what do Christians believe they get in paradise?
We get to dwell in peace eternally with our Creator. We get to. What do you mean? Is that it?
You don't get women, bro? You don't have like mansions? You don't none of that?
There's gonna be mansions there. There's gonna be women there, but we're not there for that, bro. That's not. So when I'm saying there's gonna be women there, I don't mean there's gonna be women there for us to be having intercourse with. No.
Wait. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna have a cup of tea and discuss the stuff with them, or what are you gonna do? Have a tea party?
We're going to be there, like I told you, in perfect peace, no more pain. There's gonna be loads of fruit and different things which are a blessing for us, and we're gonna dwell with God forever and ever.
That's a boring heaven, bro.
It's boring.
I'm sorry to tell you, bro. That's a boring. Listen, if I find out I get women in paradise, as much as I want, and I'm gonna have mansions and whatever I want in heaven, I want that heaven.
Okay.
Not to like sit down with women and just hang out and talk to them. Come on, man. We're men. Is that what we really want?
So what about your mom or your sister or your daughter or any other females in your family? You don't think about it from their perspective.
Think about what?
You don't think about what they think, how they will feel about the fact they're going to be just one of a bunch of women that a man gets to enjoy over and over again.
I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't care what they think. It's what I think. I'm the one going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Why am I worried about what anybody else thinks?
Bro, they're going to be in paradise with you too, bro.
Okay, so they're going to be doing their own thing.
No, they're going to be doing what the man wants them to be doing, which is...
No. Women, no. If you listen to the lecture, a woman gets what she wants also.
So a woman can have 100 men in paradise.
She can have I guess she can have 1,000, bro.
You guess she can have 1,000?
I guess she can have 1,000.
On what planet?
Let me hold on, wait. Let me see what it says exactly. Hold on. Give me a sec.
This is Islam, guys. See, I said this earlier on, guys.
So it says
these
the
Muslim
woman
men, they
will
don't get it.
desire the wife will desire her husband, and they'll be in companionship together.
Where did it say that? What verse is that?
This is
what?
it's a hadith, bro.
Yeah, which hadith? What's the reference?
Hold on one sec. Let me get you right now.
We heard today, guys, that our what we have to look forward to in heaven is boring, because not like the Muslims who get to enjoy women to their heart's content.
Oh no, actually, I googled.
You googled it and what?
I googled it. That's what.
Yeah, so
I thought it was a hadith.
What's the reference?
I'm trying to hold on because I gotta.
Bro, we read a hadith where Muhammad said each believer is going to have a tent inside this huge, humongous, 60-mile wide hollow pole like structure where he can go from tent to tent and nobody's going to see what he's up to. He's going to be able to enjoy covertly.
That's what it said?
Yeah.
Damn, I can't wait to go there, bro.
And you,
man, that makes me want to go there even more.
And you said before, you don't care about if your sister or your mom or your daughter went to paradise.
I really don't.
This is what will be waiting for them.
And bro, in paradise, I really don't care what they do, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. You know why? Because when I go to paradise, inshallah, I'm gonna worry about myself and what I do. I don't give a damn about what they do or anybody else does. That's just me. I'm just being honest.
So you don't care about your fellow Muslim in humanity.
Nope, I do not care. Once I'm in paradise, I want to enjoy myself over there. I'm gonna be selfish.
Isn't selfishness a sin?
It's not a sin. Not in paradise. What's there to be selfish about in paradise? Tell me.
All right, bro. Well,
if you get whatever your heart desires, what's there to be selfish about? Well, what's there to be? Why is it a sin?
Like, why would you think about this? Why would your heart desire to have the strength of 100 men? To have the strength of 100 men in order to continue to deflower your wife and as many houris as you desire.
Bro, I don't know. I don't understand, bro. Do you guys like women, or do you guys like men? Like, I'm curious. When you hear about stuff like this, are you guys like okay? Because I feel like the Muslims are more manly than the Christians now, bro. You guys don't like women? What's wrong with you guys? You know, I heard a guy say, "Ew, you guys get 72 virgins in heaven." What do you mean ill? What do you mean ill? You don't like women? You like men? Do you want 72 men in heaven? What's going on here?
So if you don't want 72 virgins, that all of a sudden automatically means you don't like women, or it means that you like men.
No, but why is he saying ill?
Maybe because he realizes. Maybe because he realizes there's more to life than having a bunch of women.
My man, I like what? Like what?
Are you married?
I'm married. Yes.
You're married.
Uh-huh.
So how long have you been married?
7 years now.
Okay, so you've been married 7 years, and let's say you live another 50 years and you have another 50 years of marriage. So you've lived
No problem.
successfully in a marriage for 57 years. And then you die, you go to paradise. Your wife goes to paradise. And in paradise, you're like, okay, yeah. You've been with this woman for 57 years. The marriage was great. And not only are you going to continue that marriage and can continue to enjoy your wife as much as you want, you're also going to say to yourself, I'm going to go and enjoy as many other women as possible as well. All the women to my heart's content.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
do you, let me ask you something. I want you to be honest with me. Okay? Like, just be a man and just be honest. You're married, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Let's say, okay, you're married. If you're allowed to, if your wife allows you to, or in your religion, if you're allowed to, would you sleep with other women?
No.
Yo, stop lying, bro. Stop lying. Listen, be honest with me. We're men, bro. Stop. Would you, yes or no? Come on, bro.
So
if a beautiful woman tells you, listen, if a beautiful woman tells you, hey, you know, and this is allowed, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, in Christianity, it's allowed. She tells you, listen, I know you're a handsome man, you're married, and your wife knows, she's okay with it, no problem. You wouldn't sleep with that other woman?
You know, when you read the Bible, yeah.
Why are you not answering my question?
I am answering it. This is, you know, when you read when you read the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Every time you see a man engaging with multiple women, it's always problematic. Do you know that? There's always some sort of drama attached to it. So why do you think I would want to go down that pathway when the Bible is clearly showing me it's unwise? It's not the right thing to do. It's foolish.
No, that's why I said hypothetically speaking. That's why I said if the Bible allows you to, and it's okay.
This is a good question. Would you mind your wife doing the same?
Of course, I wouldn't want her to. Men and women are different, bro. We don't think the same.
So what you said? Of course. So you would mind her?
Of course not. Of course not. No, I wouldn't want her. I wouldn't. No.
So
men and women are different. We're territorial. Listen, we're men. We're territorial. We supposed to what? We supposed to take our women and we don't want no other men taking them. But for men, it's okay because this is our human nature. It doesn't mean are we the same, bro? Are we the same as men and women? Are we the same or we're different?
Depends what you mean.
Come on, bro.
Listen, no, I'm being real. It depends what you mean by.
And thinking in human nature, do you agree that if a man sleeps with other women, it's not like he's looked down upon. He's actually a respected more. But if a woman sleeps around with men,
based on what?
It seems like she's something bad.
What's your standard for that, bro?
What do you mean? What's my standard?
What's your standard that if a man sleeps around, what are you basing that on? Other like men in today's society? Is that what you're talking about?
In men's society, okay. Yeah.
Why would you want to base smart decisions or foolish decisions based on what men in today's society say?
I mean, I don't really care about society. I'm just talking about human nature. Men in general, in human nature, we are like dogs, bro. We like women. If you don't like women, there's something wrong with you. I don't know what to tell you.
Who said we don't like women? It's funny you're saying. It's funny you're saying men are like dogs. When in Islam, that was one of the things they were comparing women to, dogs and donkeys.
Where? Who was comparing them?
In the Hadith.
Never. Then hold on, wait.
You do mean never?
Didn't Jesus call a woman a dog?
Yeah, he did. Oh, okay. Actually, wait. Hold on. Hold on. He called Gentiles dogs. That's what he actually said.
No, he called a lady.
Lady a dog. A woman came to him and asked him a certain question, and he referred to Gentiles as dogs. So he didn't directly
what does that mean?
He didn't directly call her a dog. So
what is Gentiles? Who are Gentiles?
Gentiles are unbelievers. But the reason why this is not like the reason why this isn't a big deal is there's two reasons why, right? I'll tell you. So, number one, when he said that, the word is actually a puppy. Just the first thing. So he wasn't actually using a derogatory term. There's other ways in the Bible, like Paul the Apostle. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
You know Paul? Paul calls...
Yeah, he was about...
Paul calls Israelites dogs, the derogatory way. And even in the Old Testament, God called the Israelites dogs as well. So, like, this is not really like a... it's not bad the way you think it is, basically. Like, people are called dogs all over the Bible. It's not about it being a woman or it being a man or it being an Israelite or a non-Israelite. That's not the point. The point is about doing dog-like behaviors. So God would call you a dog, even though you called yourself like a dog. God would call you a dog because you're doing doggish behaviors. You get the point?
Actually, okay. Yeah, I get the point.
So people love to talk about Jesus saying that, but it just shows when they say that they don't really know the Bible. Like, so
you know, host, bro. Listen, I know deep down inside, bro. You just, I like you because you're cool. I know you like me. I know we have the same thinking. You just don't want to say it. But like for women, bro, we like women. We like multiple women. I desire multiple women. I would never say I only want one. That's a lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're not gonna lie to me either. You're telling me you won't desire multiple women?
Okay, bro. This is what you need to realize, yeah. What you said explains everything so nicely in the sense of you talked about having men are like dogs. I don't view myself in any way like a dog. So I'm not trying to do, I know what you mean. I'm not trying to do those sorts of things. I want to do things. The Bible talks about being born again. So you let go of your former nature and become something new, something better. So that's the difference between the two of us, bro. So, your religion
because
encourages you to do more of this sort of stuff.
Islam teaches you to lower your gaze. This is Islam teaching, and this is the hardest part for me in Islam when I converted.
Lowering
you have to lower your gaze
from another man's woman,
that means?
Right? Yeah.
No, not another man's woman. Any woman.
Not your own woman. You can't
even touch a hand. You're not even allowed to shake a hand in Islam.
Okay.
Because we respect women.
You respect women.
We're supposed to lower them, of course, 100%. You know that. Don't say we don't respect women.
No, I'm going to ask you a question now, right? Yeah. Do you think if 100 people listen to our conversation today, or let's say 1,000, how many people do you think would say, I sound like I respect women, or would sound like, say you sound like you respect women?
No, you can't compare me and Islam. I'm talking about from my thinking, human nature thinking. I'm not talking about Islam, the religion itself. I'm saying I would love multiple women to be with, but it's against my religion. Islam, you can't. You can marry 4, but if you do, you have to treat them all equally, and that's impossible. Whatever you do to one, you have to do to the other 3. You buy this one a Gucci bag, the other 3 need Gucci bags. You sleep with that one, you have to sleep with the other one. You got to satisfy the other ones, but that's hard.
All right, bro. So look, I'm gonna move on, man. Take care, bro.
Skinny cat pop. To go to Tom. Hello, context. How are we?
How you doing, big man? Ting, you alright?
I'm okay, me. Yeah. Why did you drop off the other guy, if you don't mind me asking?
I think he had proved a point for us enough already, man.
Sure. Can I ask you a question before we start our debate? I'm guessing you're a Christian, yeah, because I read your last panel. Just quick one. How sure are you in your faith? Are you 100% sure?
Are you a Muslim?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, what kind of Muslim are you? Quran only or Hadith as well?
I'm a Sunni Muslim.
So, the Quran and Hadith both, right?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Take the teachings from our Prophet, yes.
Okay, so we're talking today about what women get to expect in paradise.
I don't actually know that, to be honest.
Okay, so one of the things Jesus said about men and women in paradise is that there's going to be no marriage. And in Islam, in the Quran, in the Hadith, one of the things women in Islam get to look forward to is to be one of multiple women that their husband, who has the strength of 100 men, is happy and joyful to deflower over and 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 over again. You think that's something women are looking forward to in Islam?
I don't actually know, you know. I've never actually conversated with a Muslim or to ask her about how she feels. So I don't actually know, to be honest. I don't even really know that. Okay,
that's cool. What do you think, though?
Well, I thought if you're married, I thought you go to heaven with your partner. I thought.
What, in Islam?
Yeah. Like if I'm married and I have my wife, I would want my wife in heaven. Anything I ask for in heaven, I will get. So if I ask for my wife, I'll get my wife.
Yeah,
how it works.
You will get your wife if you want, but there's also going to be wide-eyed houris that Allah said He's going to give to those that enter paradise.
Yeah, but I think them are for the mans that are not married and they pass away without getting married here. So they don't have a wife on earth.
No, it's for the Muslim man.
Chalo, yeah, all right, fair enough. If I'm not married, then yeah, why not? I'd have 1,000 wives.
No, it's for married or unmarried. It doesn't matter.
Chalo. Whatever. So, okay, can I ask you a question? Do you know what our Prophet's last wish was? What he said to the Ummah? Do you know his last thing before, like his deathbed, his unalivement?
Why would that matter? Why would that matter in regards?
Because did he talk about women?
Did he talk about houris?
No, he speaks about women.
So it's not relevant to our topic today, is it?
It speaks about women. I thought the conversation was about women.
Yeah, and we're speaking specifically about what women have to look forward to in paradise.
Sure. What do women do in Christian heaven? Tell us.
They're not going to be deflowered unlimited amounts of times by men. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true. So, what happens then?
So, like men, they're both going to spend eternity with God in perfect peace, no pain, etc. Enjoying
what?
The God of the universe who created them.
Okay, so what are they going to do with Jesus all day and all night?
Spend time with him. Dwell with him for all eternity.
Go where?
Celebrate, rejoice on the new heavens and the new earth.
Celebrate and rejoice forever and ever.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. What do you mean that's it? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
That's a bit boring, isn't it? What are you going to do? Follow Jesus around all day?
It's boring.
For eternity. What are you going to do? Wherever he walks, you're going to follow him.
So, fulfilling your desire over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for all eternity, that's pleasurable. That's what you're looking forward to.
No, there's more than just smecks in heaven. Okay. It's everything. Can you imagine all types of food? Like anything you want. What are you going to do? Just hold Jesus' hand and walk around?
Is that what I said? Is that what I said?
No, but you made it like, yeah, we're going to be with Jesus all day. I said, all right, sure. So what are you going to do? Are you going to play Ludo?
And I asked you, what's wrong with spending time with the creator of the universe for all eternity? What's wrong with that?
Okay, look. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful, in fact, yeah. All right, safe. Okay. I understand. 1-2 days, you're with Jesus, no problem. 5 days, you're with Jesus, no problem. 2 weeks, you're with Jesus, no problem. 6 months in with Jesus, you're going to be like, what the hell am I doing, bruv?
I'm not going to be saying that.
Bro, 6 months later, I promise you're going to be saying that. Because you're not going to be doing no activity.
Why would I be saying that?
Okay, so what are you going to do with him? Tell us.
Why would I be saying I'm bored of spending time with the creator of the universe? Because you can't even tell me
one activity that you're going to do with him.
I told you multiple different things.
Okay,
but that's not the point. You're totally missing. You're totally missing the whole point here.
What?
Do you think, as boring as you think Christian heaven is, do you think a woman is going to be happier in a situation where she's one of multiple women being deflowered over and over and over and over and over again? You think she's going to prefer that to spending time with a creator who views her as something special, something set apart?
But he does nothing with her. She's just there, like just blank, just there doing nothing.
Why do you think she's blank? It's almost like you think being deflowered is better than not being deflowered an unlimited amount of times.
Okay, sorry, bro. I have to ask you. Do you think women were created to walk around with Jesus in heaven?
Even if heaven was just walk around with Jesus, even if I granted that to you and said, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna walk around with Jesus. Do you think a woman would rather walk around with Jesus for all eternity, or be deflowered an unlimited amount of times and be one of multiple women that her husband deflowers over and over and over and over again?
Bring 100 women here in this live, and I want you to do a survey, and I want you to ask them the same question. And I promise you, your answer, you'll get shocked. You'll say, do you know what? Maybe this bastard was right, you know.
Don't swear, bro. No profanity.
All right. I'm swearing at myself. Don't worry.
Okay.
But TikTok shop, regardless. Anyway, so context. If you bring 100 women here and we do a survey, like, they will tell you themselves, brother, here and this. Listen, can I ask you a question, King? Have you got a girlfriend?
Have you got a girlfriend? Bro, I'm trying to get the Muslims to have
okay, sure. I'm going to explain something to you. I'm trying to explain something.
I would love to have the conversation with Muslims.
Context. Do you have a girlfriend here in this country? Yes or no?
I'm married, bro.
Okay, you're married. Beautiful. All right. Context. Let's say you go to prison now for 5 years. Will your wife remain faithful?
Yes, she would.
Sure. What if I come snooping around every day? Then what?
Well, based on what she's heard you say today, I don't think she would even give you the time of day. No way.
All right, we're not talking to, I don't know if she's heard me or not, but I'm just saying. Look,
no, she heard
jail,
you. She definitely
all right,
heard
brother, listen. I know a bagger man. They go jail for 20 years, bro. They go 20 years prison. They come home, the girl's not the same. Please, bro, women change. And if you're stuck in your little deluded bubble, thinking that no one else can take your wife, and while you're in prison, no one will step to your wife, and no one will do the duties that you're doing, you're completely misguided. You're lost in the head.
I'm misguided. So because women can change, in your mind,
brother, your wife will not wait on earth for you for 5 years. You think that she's gonna walk around eternity with Jesus?
She's gonna be so infatuated with the righteous men there, she's gonna say, yeah, forget Jesus, yeah, forget the most righteous of righteous, and start looking at someone else.
Brother, if you go to prison for 10 years, I promise you, your wife will not be yours anymore. How about that?
Okay, bro.
That's the truth. And if you don't think that that's not true, you're living in a bubble, mate.
All right, bro. Look.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you another question, by the way.
No. Go ahead.
Why?
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something else. Oh yeah. By the way, in your heaven, are you gonna pray? You forgot to mention that.
Why does that matter?
Because I want to know what you're gonna pray for. It's funny, innit? I find it so hilarious. The Christians, when you ask them, I promise you, go ask any Christian in heaven, are you gonna pray? They're gonna say, yes, we're gonna pray to Jesus. We're gonna pray so much. Of course, we're gonna pray. But when you had time on earth, you never prayed. But you think you're gonna pray in heaven? Wallahi, you will never even smell heaven. Our Allah tells us that you will never ever see heaven.
Prayer is communication. So
no, it's not. Who told you that?
All right, bro. You go and
you're tapped in the head.
You go and read and find out what prayer means, bro.
Yo. Brother, I want to tell you, I'm from Somalia. We are proud Muslims. I want to tell you, you are disrespecting my religion.
120 grams.
This is disrespect to my religion.
120 grams.
What? Brother, this is disrespect to my religion. Why you do this, brother? Why you do this?
What's disrespectful?
You say Islam is bad for women, but Islam gave women rights way back when Islam came. 1,400 years ago, Islam gave women rights. The USA, they gave women rights 200 years ago. Brother, you have brains. Use your brains.
What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's a good right that women have? That in paradise they're going to be one of an unlimited amount of women that their husband gets to deflower over and over again. Is that a good right to have?
Brother, it's not like that. Well, heaven, we don't know what is going to happen in heaven.
You don't know what's going to happen?
Yeah, what's going to happen there?
Can I read can I read some of the Quran that tells you what's going to happen?
Brother, I want to tell you one thing.
Can I read some of the Quran which is going to tell you what's going to happen?
No human has seen heaven, alhamdulillah. And what Allah tells us in Quran, we don't know with our eyes, what it looks like.
Okay, let me read something from the Quran for you, bro. Okay.
Yeah, but let me tell you one thing, brother. You are disrespecting my religion. You say Islam is bad for women, but Islam gave a woman rights way back 1,400 years ago.
All right, bro. Don't look down, man. You bleeding out, bro. You bleeding out, and I can't save you. But Jesus can. So learn what Jesus said about women, and it will help you, bro. He said 120 grams, said he's a grown man, guys. All right. Guys, you know what's actually so funny? Like I said it earlier on, I actually was thinking to myself, no, this isn't, I don't know if this is going to be the one, you know. But the way this stream is actually going, it's actually making me see, like, you know what, this has been such a good stream. It's actually proving the point so well. Proving the point. You read the Quran to them, they explain it away. You read the Hadith, you read all of this stuff, you tell them what the religion teaches, and you've got guys saying, yeah, they can't wait, it's great. But the Muslims, for some reason, aren't showing up today. And it would be, in my mind, I'm like, it would be great to talk to Muslims, to see their side of view, to see their perspective. But it's like, surely the Muslims that are listening to this and hearing these Muslim men say all of this different stuff, they're proving the point. And the Muslims don't get it. And that's, you know what's sad about this? This is just how carnality works. This is what it's like when you're living and thinking from a sinful perspective. It's only about physical pleasure, physical desire. There's no stop. There's no like filter which says, wait, hold on. It's not just about me. This is one of the reasons I asked them these questions about, are you married? Do you have a daughter? Do you have a sister? Do you have a mother? Because people that actually love and think about other people, not only themselves, think about these things from different perspectives. And they're like, wait, hold on. You mean I'm going to be in heaven doing all this stuff, and my wife is going to be doing, she's going to be one of a bunch. And they look at us and they say, we're crazy. And they just don't get it. This is what carnality will do to you. And that's what's crazy. They're super strict on earth so that it can do 24/7 Vegas with 72 houris in heaven for eternity. It's the weirdest switcheroo. And it's crazy. It's like, and we even heard some of the Muslims saying it earlier on, they're like, yeah, this is why I'm being so good. This is why I'm behaving so well. So when I get to heaven, I get to do this and this and this. Like, their mind is infatuated with carnal stuff. And they don't see it. And this is the danger of carnality. It makes you think about yourself and the stuff you want, which is mind-blowing as well. And in one of the verses we read earlier spoke about the overflowing wine, right? Which is crazy because they're going to be having bachelor parties all day. Wine, women. It's crazy. When you think about the Abrahamic religions, right? It's crazy how what Islam has borrowed from Judaism, from Christianity, etc. And they went out of nowhere to add in this whole doctrine of the houris, which is crazy. It just said, yeah, this is one of the things we're going to enjoy in paradise. An unlimited amount of women, bottomless women. You know, when you go to the restaurant and you get a bottomless drink or all you can eat, that's what Allah said in His wisdom He's going to give to the men. All you can eat, bottomless women. And they don't see the problem. They think women, as one of them said, yeah, it's going to be great for them. They're going to love it. They're going to be happy to be one of these women. Louise, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Exactly. And you know their thinking is backwards because they're like, so all you're going to do is spend time with God. That's what you're going to do. Like, tell me you're carnal without telling me you're carnal. They think, and what was actually funny about the last caller, he's all like, oh, well, There's people that's gonna say, yeah, they're gonna pray in heaven, but they won't pray now. And it's like, okay, you don't spend time with God now, but apparently you're gonna spend time with God in heaven when all you're focused on is the women that you get to spend time with every single day, which doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. This is Islam, guys. This is why we say Islam is bad for women. It is a good topic as well, isn't it, Louise? Like I was just saying before, like I was thinking about before the live stream, I was going to go in a different direction. And I was like, you know, let me go in this direction. I really feel this is the way to go. Let's talk about this. Then when the live stream started, we started having conversations. I was like, maybe this isn't the one, you know, maybe it just isn't, like they just don't get it. And as time went on, I started to realize, you know, no, this is exactly how it should actually go. Whether I talk to a Muslim woman or not, hearing them say the stuff they're going to say, the Muslim men, is doing the job. Like, I know Islam can do a lot of funny stuff to people's brains, but any woman listening to these conversations, I don't believe, like Muhammad said, that women are half brains. So I have confidence in women to listen to these conversations and be like, yeah, this is off, clearly. And the thing is, you would think so, but then at the same time, there's so much stuff in Islam which is against women. They are in a constant state of fear. If I do this wrong, think about it. Muhammad said most of the people in hell are women. So that in and of itself is going to be scary to women, because a lot of women are going to be afraid, like, what, am I going to be part of the majority of women that go to hell? So there's so many things baked into Islam which causes women to be fearful, a lot more afraid than men are, because men are afraid in Islam as well. But women are more afraid. There's more things in Islam which make women afraid than the men, which is crazy. Constant state of taqiyya, guys. The lies don't stop. "24/7 taqiyya, 24/7 Sin City, Vegas." Like, if you think about it, doesn't paradise in Islam, when you start looking at like the houris and all this kind of stuff, doesn't it just really sound like Vegas, Sin City? What happens and even when we think about this hadith, we read it earlier, right? Muhammad's talking about the secret missions that the Muslim men are going to be on in paradise. Isn't that like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? What happens in paradise stays in paradise. No, the other Muslim isn't going to know what the other Muslim's doing as he's going from tent to tent, enjoying the different women he wants to enjoy. Which is crazy. It's crazy on so many different levels. But this is Islam for you. And when you highlight this stuff, they look at you like you're crazy. Wowza. All right. Might be an early night for us today, guys. What do you guys think? Should we keep going? Wait for some more Muslim callers, or should we call it a night? I'm actually happy with what we've been able to achieve today. Very true. So much stuff in Islam is presented to a woman to present them negatively. Imagine a Muslim earlier on who was saying, oh, well, a Muslim is going to be happy to be in paradise is because she's going to be made so beautiful. So because you make her beautiful, that justifies still treating her like some object. Which, obviously the Quran talks about a man can come to his wife however he wants. There's hadith which talk about a woman needing to drop everything at any moment for a man, if he so chooses and if he so desires. That's the same thing which happens in paradise. I'm just telling you, it's like paradise is just a greater scale of what Muslim men get to enjoy here. And most Muslim women, if they're honest, you see how the Muslim guy was saying to me earlier on, like, oh, come on, man. I know you're a man. I know you want this. I know you'd love to do this. I didn't think about it at the time, but imagine if I flipped it on him and I'm like, okay, so what do you think a woman wants? You think a woman really wants to be one of four? No. You see, when I highlighted one of the comments, which was talking about, oh yeah, would you like your wife to do that? And he was immediately like, no, right? Showing his hypocrisy. And he's like, no, when men do this, it's seen as okay, seen as cool. When women do it, they're seen as disgusting, etc. But it's like, and that's why I asked him, what standard are you basing this on? And he's talking about, yeah, well, just in society. Just society thinks this is cool. Society, guys. That's what they base it on. Society. Guys, any Muslim who wants to call in and tell us why Islam isn't bad for women, feel free to do so. Because it clearly is bad for women. The more we have these conversations with Muslims, the more it becomes evident and obvious that this is the case. And instead of lying about it, just be true. Be truthful. All right, coffee time, come up. Nor says, but Christians sold women when it was cold in Sweden. Okay. So because some people did something, that means it's acceptable. It's godly. So the imams who say that LGBTQ is acceptable, they're good Muslims, aren't they? Based on that sort of logic you're using here. People need to know the difference between culture and religion. I'm reading from the Quran and the Hadith for those that accept the Hadith. So we're not talking about culture. We're actually talking about what the religion teaches. "38, call in and I'll tell you why." Isn't it always amazing? If it's like people's brains turn off when it comes to just pursuing truth. Loads of people do stuff in the name of Christ. Loads of people do stuff in the name of Islam and in the name of atheism and all this different kind of stuff. The whole point is, who is doing it justifiably based on what their religion teaches or their lack of religion teaches? An atheist can do whatever he wants because he has no, or she has no firm ground to stand on. They can have a law today and then change the law tomorrow. That is fully in line with atheism. A Muslim is going to do what the Quran teaches and what the Hadith teaches. A Christian is going to do what the Bible teaches. It's very simple. So if someone is deviating from any of these particular things, then that's a problem. I'm not going to judge someone who's going against the Quran and the Hadith and be like, oh yeah, this is a representation of Islam. No, I'm going to judge Islam based on the people that are following what Islam actually teaches. And that's the best way to be objective about anything. Do I believe Jesus will come back in the world and punish people? Yes, of course he will. The Bible teaches that. So I don't know what this has to do with Islam being bad for women, though. According to Allah, most of the women that are going to be punished are women. So I don't know about you, but I would think that would be bad for you if you're a Muslim. Because that means the likelihood is you're more likely going to be the kind of person who's going to hell. But you think that in the Quran saying you need to cover yourself. What are you talking about? Isn't it weird that people just like to say a lot of stuff sometimes? In Afghanistan, they're making rules for women to cover up. Okay. But I'm not speaking to Muslims today about wearing a hijab or anything along those lines. So it's irrelevant. I said this earlier on the live stream. It's amazing how many Muslims comment about the hijab. It's like they're obsessed with it. Muslim men and Muslim women. I'm not saying the hijab is what makes Islam bad for women. I'm talking about things which are much more problematic and much more damaging than the hijab. All right, guys. So look, I'm going to wrap up the live stream here, man. Thank you all for tuning in to the live stream. The Muslims, the Christians, Christian ladies, hopefully you can see today, stay well away from Islam. It's not going to be good for you. I promise you. And obviously for the Muslims who heard these conversations today, as long as you just don't step out of the carnal mindset. Don't think about yourself as one of the Muslims did as a dog. Don't do that. Think about yourself as someone who's made in the image of God. God created you in his image and in his likeness. That means you're better than animals. You're higher than an animal. So it means you don't need to act and behave like an animal. You can be wise. You can do righteous deeds and you can please the God that created you. So guys, we're going to sign it out. We're going to go out in style as we usually do. We're going to play the arena anthem. I want to see the emojis, lions, miswaks, dance moves, all of it, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to be back, if not before then, next Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UK again. We're doing another live stream helping you defend your faith as a Christian. And I'll see you there, guys. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you soon.
We take thoughts captive, we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Bold as lions stand and fight, truth shines bright in the night. Arguments fall when the word comes through. Arena live, we coming for you.
Not carnal weapons, strong in Christ. Truth cuts deep, yet truth precise. Every high thing coming down. Watch those arguments hit the ground. First century at lions roar. Christians bled on the arena floor. Now roles reversed, hear that sound. We the lions trust me, us runs the show. Zara Grace keeps order though. Moderators hold the line, keeping everything aligned. Hebrew Israelites, atheists too. Rabbis talking old school views, fibbing Farouk in every claim. Step in the arena, leave maim. Don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Game over, hear that lion roar. Hey, hey, don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Hey, hey, game over, hear that lion roar.
Beat you lightly with a Miss Wax stick. Every argument falls real quick. Spiritually neuralized, can't see clear. Truth right there, but they disappear. That might be clip of the month, we say. Another debate gone sideways today. What's the context?